Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Triple E podcast. For those who are the first time joining me, I am Monique Pearson, your host of the Triple E podcast, which stands for Elevate, Expand, and Explore. And we are looking to elevate your life in all areas physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, whatever we can do to help you to continue to grow as you walk out this pathway called life. As you all know, we always have stellar guests who are coming here to make sure that they can pour into you and to help you meet the objectives of those triple E's. And tonight is no exception. So I am going to read her bio and then I'm going to bring our next guest to the stage. So tonight we have joining us Ms. Deserie Johnson. She is an inspirational speaker, an Amazon best-selling author, a spoken word artist, a Reiki master, a holistic health practitioner, a master life coach, and a workshop facilitator. Readers, listeners, and clients are mesmerized, challenged, and inspired by her unique way of speaking directly into their souls. She merges her Southeast DC street edge with spiritual grounding, leaving everyone on the verge of change. Her transparent style, it chips away at the proverbial elephants in the room that no one else wants to talk about. She uses a Poseidon Sanyo Jendai, African, for one who appreciates her past and gives thanks because it speaks to who she truly is today. Desiree grew up a sickly child and has been diagnosed and battling over 19 illnesses. Dubbed a warrior goddess by her late great aunt, Desiree lives up to that moniker as a conqueror of lung cancer while continuously battling sarcoidosis, ankylosing spondylitis, as well as fibromyalgia. She is a woman who has recorded and produced her 24-track CD on 24 hours bed rest, y'all, just a few weeks after having her lung cancer removed. A woman who wrote a book in 7 days during a hospital stay for a transient ischemic attack. And she's also a woman who refuses to give up or to give in to anything that tries to break her. She has been using her healing energies for over 30 years through her spoken and written words before discovering her true calling in this healing sphere. When she was fed up with the disease that was attacking her body, Desiree began seeking to heal herself, which led to her taking classes and learning holistic and alternative healing. She became a member of the American Association of Drugless Practitioners after earning certifications in traditional UC Reiki systems levels 1 through 3, lymphatic frequency detox body mechanic, fully accredited in certification in reflexology. And she's fully accredited in the foundation of diploma course in naturopathy, EFT tapping, red light and light therapy, Brazilian lymphatic body sculpting, a holistic health practitioner for the Association of Drugless Practitioners, a master life coach, a professional life coach, a transformation life coach. She's a mindfulness life coach, a cognitive behavioral anxiety management, as well as relationship coaching. So Desiree has fully accepted her purpose and is now walking in it by providing balance and well being through alternative holistic care for your mind, your body, and your soul. As she continues learning about the body, she is convinced that everyone has the power within to heal thyself, and we must make time for our health today before our health robs us of our time. So without further ado, I am going to bring to the Triple E stage Ms. Desiree Johnson.
Well,
Hey,
hello.
Desiree.
Hello.
Girl, you are the master of all the things, ma'am. Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
God. Look, as you're reading, I'm like, that's a mouthful.
It is. But girl, I am so happy that you shed the light on all your things, because I think a lot of us dim and we'll be like, nah, that's too much. Don't say that. No, I am so thankful that you went ahead and claimed, because you put in the time, the energy, the work, the mastery to do all of those things. So I'm glad that you put everything
Yes,
you have
yes,
and God has blessed you with the knowledge to achieve on your bio.
yes. I thank God every day, every
Mm,
day.
mm,
Thank you
mm.
for having me too.
Well, we are so thankful and happy to have you here, because I know that there are so many of us who would like to learn more as to how we can possibly heal ourselves, because the first thing doctors want to give us is a pill, some type of prescription drug and medication. So we have a lot to tackle, and I want to make sure I can tap you for as much as we can as possible when we have the opportunity to have you with us today. I know as I was reading, there were a couple of things that I'm not familiar with, and so I'm sure some of my listeners may be as well. Can you enlighten us as to some of the ailments that you listed there, as far as sarcoidosis and the enlocusing spondylitis and the transient ischemic attack? What are those, and what does that do and have you to deal with on a day-to-day basis?
Okay, so sarcoidosis is it's a autoimmune disease, and it attacks any and every organ. It can, by the time when they found the sarcoidosis and I was diagnosed with it, it had already attacked my liver, lungs, and spleen. It then
Mhm.
later attacked my skin. And so it's something that causes a disease of inflammation. It
Mhm.
causes nodules, which are inflamed areas on your lungs, inflamed areas on whatever body part. On your skin, it's more or less like it can show up as rashes. It can show up as like these lumps that may leak pus. On
Mm,
my
mm,
skin, it shows up as just light spots. So I have
mm,
really light spots all throughout my skin that are a little raised. And that is a part of the sarcoidosis and how it affects my skin. Um, the ankylosing spondylitis is a rheumatological illness. It's a illness of arthritis, rare form of arthritis. And so it causes a lot of pain in the joints and things like that. And fibromyalgia, my God, fibromyalgia is a nerve illness, and it attacks your nerves. So the pain, when fibromyalgia is flared, the pain is severe. The
mm,
pain is it's like chewing hurts,
mm.
swallowing hurts, brushing your teeth hurts. So when it's in flare, it's severe pain from the top of my head to the soles of my feet,
Oh,
literally.
mm. So I know something that came to mind, because you mentioned that you were a sickly child and have been dealing with illnesses for predominantly most of your life. How did you get to this place of wanting to take your power back over your body and the attacks, and get to a place of such positivity? And even though you battled so many things for so long in your life, many people will give up, they'll be defeated, or they'll see that there is nothing else left for them besides battling pain and illness. How did you make that mental shift?
I'll say this. I say I do mental gymnastics. So when I have negative thoughts or thoughts that may be thoughts about the illnesses themselves or what the symptoms are, I flip those thoughts. So I'm constantly flipping thoughts. I'm constantly weightlifting the negative thoughts out of the way so that the positive thoughts can flow through. And not to say that there aren't days, because there are days sometimes when there's an illness and flare where you just feeling like, real blasé. And
Mm,
in those times, I give myself 3 days. I give
mm,
3 days is the max that I can allow myself to feel or sit in those emotions, because I've learned from the past not to brush past what I'm feeling and to
mm.
actually sit in those emotions and feel it. But by that third day, I have to pull myself out. I always say it's okay to feel what you're feeling, but don't pack a bag and stay there.
Oh, that's good. So, what would you say to someone that's having their own physical ailments and they've been playing gymnastics and they are tired and just ready to give up and lay flat on the mat? What would you say to them?
Definitely, Definitely not to give up. That one of the biggest things I think for me is I have no quit in me. And
Mm,
it's nothing but the my circle is tight. My circle of friends and family that support me through the illnesses and everything is tight.
mm,
So the first thing I would say is to make sure that you one praying, um
mm.
praying, meditating, doing the things that can help, because it's nothing but the grace of God that has really pulled me through and continues to pull through. And so praying and meditation has been major in my life. Aside from that has been having a support group that
Mm.
really I can call, I can count on, and they're, I mean, tried and true. So that support group, having friends and family that can really be there, not isolating yourself, because oftentimes we tend to isolate when we're feeling bad. However, isolation does nothing but help you sink deeper into it. Now, I do a thing where I call insulation. I'll insulate sometimes where I know I got to sit in these emotions, and it's really just me and God that can pull me through. It's not me making a phone call or anything. It's just me
Mm.
and God. So I call that insulating, but I don't isolate and just cut everybody off so that I can stay stuck in this space.
Woo, I like that. You insulate, not isolate. That's good. As you know, as far as the old folks used to say, go into our prayer closet, because that is the original and the main doctor who can heal all ailments. So yes,
Yes,
that is
indeed.
good. So you just hit upon some practices. I was going to ask you, what practices or spiritual practice do you implement to use as part of your daily life? And I think you mentioned prayer, meditation. Is there some other spiritual practice that you implement in order for you to maintain?
Journaling. I journal. I also ground myself. I go outside bare feet, stand in the grass. I'm a tree hugger. I hug trees. It's amazing the vibrations that nature really puts out. And when you can sit in nature, touching a tree, you just touch a tree and it'll raise your vibrations. It
Mm,
changes everything. So I'm a tree hugger. I stand in the grass bare feet and allow, because the earth is electric, we are electric. So in order to power up, I remember one time standing outside and on my patio, off my patio, had my feet in the grass bare feet, my hands up to the sun. My neighbor came out and she was like, "Excuse me, what are you doing?" And I said, "I'm recharging," because that is how I recharge. I allow the sun and nature to recharge me.
so someone who's not familiar with that practice of grounding and implementing what you just said, as far as how would you give a starter kit, or what would be a little words of wisdom that they can get started for someone who wants to try that?
I would say first, to ground is simple. Just take your shoes off and go stand in the grass. Stand in the grass and and as you're standing there, just allow yourself to be one with the earth. And you will see a major difference within the first 5 minutes of standing there. It doesn't take long. As far as meditation, some people say, "Well, I can't sit still and not, and not think and this, that." And it's not
Yeah.
really about not thinking. It's just about pushing those thoughts out so that you can allow yourself to relax and be one in that moment. And deep breathing plays a big part in meditation. So deep breathing, and oftentimes we think we're breathing well because we're breathing air. But deep
Mm,
breathing is different. It's intentional. And when you deep breathe, you're breathing from your diaphragm,
right.
pushing your stomach out as you inhale, and once you exhale, you're releasing and your stomach gets flat. So, deep breathing is key. And it's also key to your lymphatic system, which we'll get into talking about the lymphatic system, I'm sure. But it's also
Hmm.
key to getting your lymphatic system to move. So, deep breathing, if you do nothing else and you don't even start meditating, start practicing breathing deep, taking 5 deep breaths, and you will realize how calm you'll feel. It literally
Yeah.
relaxes your mind.
You are so accurate on that, because I know when I get heated, that's the first thing I go to, because you can't be angry and breathe deeply at the same
You
time.
cannot.
It
You
won't work.
cannot. You cannot.
That is the quick diffuser. So we're going to work our way up when was that point where you said enough is enough? I don't have to continue to walk in these illnesses and I want to learn how I can have the capability to heal myself. How did that journey start from you and where is that journey now as it pertains to your self healing?
It started in 2013. Um, when I was younger, my kids used to have to literally carry me to the bathroom because of the pain that I was in, and I was in constant pain. I've
Mm,
been on every drug, narcotic from the doctors, prescribed narcotics from the doctors, and everything, and nothing was working, nothing.
mm,
And
mm,
in 2013, one of my girlfriends, Nicole, who is a massage therapist. She had told me she had gotten into Reiki, and she was like, maybe you should try this. This could work.
mhm.
So I tried Reiki. And as I was trying Reiki, and it did help me a lot. Reiki is touch healing, and it's more energetic work than anything. So I was using it to raise my vibrations, especially when you're sick or when someone is sick or they're in pain, their
Right.
vibrations automatically are lowered. And
Mm,
you start to feel sad or you start to go through the emotions or focusing on the pain. So Reiki
right.
allowed me to not focus on the pain and to focus on the healing
Mhm.
aspect of what I was dealing with. And for years, Reiki was good. She would do massages on me and Reiki would be it. But I was still getting sick. I was still having flares. And I was having them frequently. So
Mm,
in 2020, Nikki, again, she said, Desi, I really think you should try to go to this class to learn about the lymphatic system. She's teaching this proprietary way of healing yourself, and it's called lymphatic frequency detox. So I get in the class, and I was sick when I went to the class. I mean, literally bloated. I all of Out of the 19 illnesses that I've been diagnosed with, 16 were lymphatic illnesses. They're inflammatory illnesses, which
mm,
is a lymphatic illness. And so when I'm in this class, as soon as I meet the teacher, she looks at me and she says, "You can't breathe." And I'm looking at her like, "How do you know?" And she said, "I can look at you and tell you're so bloated." And my shoulders used to sit real high.
mm.
You couldn't see my neck. You wouldn't see a neck. It would just be my shoulders and my head.
Oh, you
And
was head and shoulders, girl. Mm.
yeah, so my teacher, when she saw me, she made me the test subject in class. So as I'm learning about the lymphatic system and how to heal myself, my classmates were working on me, and literally in the class, you saw my body transform as
Wow.
they were working on me. You saw swelling go down, like you could see my neck, and I was just amazed. I was like, there were so many aha moments in this class that I learned so much about myself and my body and illnesses and how our lymphatic system works. Doctors don't tell us about our lymphatic system. And my teacher, whose mom was a doctor, she came in and
Mhm.
said, no, they didn't learn about the lymphatic system as a separate entity from your immune system. So they teach the immune system, but the lymphatic system is a totally separate entity. In fact, your white blood cells, which are your fighting warrior cells,
Mhm.
are
Mhm.
held in your lymphatic system.
Well, give us
So
a quick little rundown of what the lymphatic system, why we should be concerned, and why we need to know about
So the lymphatic system is so important to your body because the lymphatic system is the sewer system of your body. So
it. Mm.
if you anyone is familiar with what a sewer system does, even though we don't see the pipes underneath our houses or that lead out to the ground outside and so forth, you know that there's plumbing pipes that keep your sinks and your toilet and everything flushing and working
Right.
properly. Well, like the body. So the sewer system, the lymphatic system carries the toxins that are in it, cleanses your blood, carries the toxins that are in your body to the dumping stations, which we call lymph nodes. And as it's
Ah.
carrying the toxins to the dumping stations, it helps to allow you to urinate, sweat, or poop the toxins
Mhm.
out. Well, if
Mm,
your lymphatic system isn't flowing properly, just like if your sewage system isn't flowing properly, the first sign of your sewage system having a problem is either a slow drain or it's totally stopped up, right?
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
with our bodies, the first sign of your lymphatic system being stopped up is pain or swelling. Pain or
Oh,
swelling is the first indication that something is clogged in your lymphatic system. And
oh,
like with our houses, with our homes and so forth, if it's not taken care of and that clog remains, what happens
mm,
in your house? It
mm.
backs up and sewage starts coming up out the toilet or coming up out your sink or what have
Right.
you. Well, in your body, when it doesn't get taken care of, it backs up and turns into dis-ease.
School us, because I ain't never
So,
really hear anything about our lymph node. Besides, I think most of us just know about lymph nodes, and we know when they're swollen,
exactly.
that we're sick and something's wrong. But as far as the whole system and why we need to know about it, I know I was never enlightened. So I thank you for the audience for enlightening us and bringing attention and awareness to that. So I know that you offer some wonderful, wonderful services as far as at your business. I want you to speak to it because nobody can speak to it better than you can as to how you may work with people to help them with these issues.
Okay, so I do what you call a lymphatic frequency detox or a what I call the free your sinus lymphatic frequency sinus facial. And those are the two main services I have. I have other services as well, but the lymphatic system is the primary, that's my primary focus with
Mm-hmm.
everyone because no one really learns about their lymphatic system. So therefore, you don't know that you need this service until you need this service. You understand what I'm saying? Unless you're doing some like other people who do some, okay, I'm not sick, but since you telling me about the lymphatic system, I want you to make sure mine's flowing properly. And some people find that even if they suffer from eczema, that's a lymphatic illness. So if I work your lymphatic system, we can help with the eczema. It may stop your outbreaks altogether, or it definitely will slow it down. So what happens with our bodies is one, we don't, the heart has a pumping system. The heart has
Mm-hmm.
a pump. We know it pumps the blood through our body, through our veins. The lymphatic system doesn't have that. So the only way to move your lymphatic system is to move your lymphatic system. So that's moving your body, that's drinking plenty of water, that
Mm-hmm.
is and when I say moving your body, you a sedentary lifestyle will create more disease because your lymphatic system is not moving. Your lymphatic system is made up of 80 to 95% water. So
Wow.
if it's made up of that much water, what happens if you know if something gets stuck, if something's stuck somewhere and say water flows through, the water can go around it until it can't. So
Mm-hmm.
if something blocks your lymphatic system, now your water is stuck. Your water is stagnant and it's not flowing. So when someone has eczema, our teacher tells us to follow the map. So it'll tell me wherever you're having breakouts, it'll tell me where you're stuck because the breakout
Mm-hmm.
could be near where you're stuck. So if
Mm-hmm.
someone's getting eczema all the time on their arms, then their axillary under here, their lymph nodes under their arms, I need to work their lymph nodes under there more than anywhere else because that is where this it's a stagnation because it's all showing up on your arm. You see what
Oh,
I'm
wow.
saying? So I
Yeah.
follow the map of your body. I talk to people as I'm working on them. I'm feeling, I'm touching, and everything so that I can feel where you need me the most. But the beauty of this is energy goes where it's needed. So I could be working someone's head, which the head is the main thing because your sinus cavity sits in your head, and whatever's going on in your head is going on in your body. People don't realize that if there's something going, if you're going through some major illnesses, sometimes it's just simple as us clearing that head, clearing your
Mm.
head and clearing your sinus cavity so things can flow from the top down
Down.
and out.
Mm.
Yes.
So I know there are people who are going to want to learn more. They may want to do a consult or come and see you. How would they be able to get in contact with you? to
They can definitely go to the website, which is the name of my business is Sacred Solutions LLC. So the website is www.sacredsolutionshealing, and soul is spelled SOUL.
yes.
SOUL Lutions Healing. Yes, Sacred Solutions Healing .com, or they can call 301-615-3692. I'm also on Instagram as Sacred Solutions Healing, so
Mm-hmm.
they can find me on there as well.
We will definitely make sure all of that information is in the soul notes because I know y'all want to go and get y'all lymphatic system detox. And what are some of those quick benefits that they can see? Like after the first session, will they be able to see a benefit right there, or does it take some time for you to see some
Some
results?
people see benefits, but most people feel benefits. So even while they're on the table, soon as I start, some people start coughing, or some people will say they feel it, the sinuses draining down the back of their neck. Some
Mm,
people have to spit. Some people have to jump off the table and go urinate. So you'll feel it definitely, that there's something moving. Lymph is moving, things are shifting in your body. Some people leave here and there urinating or pooping a little more frequently because they're releasing toxins. What I do is I am clearing that stagnant water. That's what the
mm,
detox does. It clears that stagnant water. It cleans it, clears it, and allows for your body to drain naturally. Um, the As far as the sinus facial, so many people deal with sinuses, and the sinus facial, they will, some people can see their face change immediately after, as far as the shape of their face, because fluid has been sitting in their face, and once I move the fluid, then they see their faces change. Some people may see that their body glows differently. It's a glow
mm,
to it, because what I do also oxygenates the cells in your body. Just because we breathe air doesn't mean we're getting enough oxygen to our
mm-hmm.
cells. So what I
Wow.
do also helps to oxygenate your cells. So that means your skin tone may look a little better. It may glow a little more because now it's breathing. Their skin is breathing.
So y'all hear all them benefits? Your skin gonna be right. Your eczema could be cleared up. You can y'all need to go on and get on in. Get y'all work done. I must attest to it. I am biased. I go and I have seen the results myself, but this is for y'all. So I digress. So there was one other treatment or therapy that you mentioned that many may not familiar with. What is the light and red light therapy? What is that, and what benefits do people get from that?
Red light therapy is infrared, so I include that in each service that I provide. Infrared light is on, and it literally helps with boosting your blood flow, boosting
Mm,
collagen, the collagen in your body, because after 30 we start losing collagen, and that is where wrinkles come from. That is where sagging skin comes from. So the red light therapy helps also with the lymphatic frequency detox, because of some of the tools I use, all living frequency tools. So all of everything that I use and do tend to do some of the similar things, and it helps boost and help
mm,
they bounce off of one another. So the red
mhm.
light therapy definitely helps with boosting your blood flow, helps your lymphatic system to flow, to drain. It also helps with inflammation and pain.
Mm, all these benefits. I don't know. Now you do. So as we are coming to wrap up our session today, you have taught us so much, Desiree. Who are or what are some of your biggest inspirations and why?
I take inspiration. I get inspiration from everywhere, from people, from different people, from the sisters I'm around, from my clients, from my children are my biggest inspiration. And the reason why is because I raised my children, but watching my children as they are adults and watching them raise their children is very inspiring to see. It's inspiring to see their perseverance. It's inspiring to see that they also do not have quit in them. And
Mhm.
so they are some of my biggest, but I get inspiration from everywhere and everyone, even
Oh,
from TV, from I find inspiration everywhere.
oh, well, as I said, there's never a shortage. Well, you just made me think of something else. Are these services safe and okay for children, for those whose kids may have issues, or is it
Yes,
for
yes,
adults?
yes, most definitely. In fact, my teacher has been having successes with kids who are born with autism or who develop autism. The
Mm,
theta frequency detox, it literally what I have witnessed with clients is it's not just the physical. It also helps with when people are going through depression or they're going
mm,
through grieving or something to that extent. It is amazing how this service can also help lift their vibrations to where they're feeling better by the time they leave. So
mm.
it's mental, it's physical, it's spiritual.
Sounds like a triple E experience to me, y'all. And it sounds like something that you can't just hear about. You definitely need to experience. So make sure you contact Deserie. I know y'all want to learn more, but get it from the source and have the experience. So as we come to a close, Deserie, if someone said, what type of legacy would you like to leave behind? What would that look like for you?
I like to leave a legacy of love and perseverance. Definitely because I am a loving person. I haven't met a stranger. And I meet people and I just embrace them. And I like to leave that as a legacy because we all need love. We all need, every living thing needs love. So a legacy of love and a legacy of perseverance, fighting the good fight and fighting until you can't fight no more.
Mm-mm-mm. Thank you, Deserie, for coming to instructing us, sharing with us. And I think you also have instilled and left us with some hope for those who may be dealing and battling with illness every day and can't see on the other side of that tunnel of pain that there is hope that you can have wellness and live well. So we thank
The
you for
power
sharing.
is within them.
They have the key. I know
They
that's
have the
right.
key. Yes.
Mm. Well, this concludes another great Triple E podcast. For those of you who are shacking up and have not hit the subscription button and joined us together in marriage, hit that subscription button
I
and
know
go ahead
that's right.
and be part of the Triple E podcast family because we are embracing y'all. So until next one, we will see you and continue to elevate, expand, and explore your mindset. Till next time,
Till next time. Thank you.
thank you, Deserie. Who? Where'd she go? I didn't want her to hang up.